Good morning from the test track on a slightly cold August morning in August 2024. It's about 7:15 AM. I've been up since 6 and had my breakfast and had enough sleep, raring to go. And got a nice little Batman 80097 still running around. That's the best runner of out of these three locos at the moment. So I'll tell you what's going on. Little update, as they say. YouTubers often say update, you know. So this is my little update and my thoughts on Hornby increasing their prices as well. Come to that in a minute. But what we're doing, that one's running perfect. That'll just go back in the box soon. I haven't run that since last year, according to my notes. So that runs beautifully as usual. It's got lace decoder in it, nothing wrong with it. Probably needs a wheel clean, but other than that, second-hand model for 55 quid all those years ago. Look at that. I think I bought that at Model Railway Show. Right, these two. Oh boy, have I been mucking around with that. This one here, 82005. It had a Gauge Master decoder in it, okay. Gauge Master are what we call the Rolls Royce of, one of the Rolls Royces of decoders, right? They're a really good make. Well, the DCC 29 was, you know, until they stopped making it, alright. You can't get hold of the DCC 29 one. It's a square, it's a plug and play thing, right? Just put it straight in, take the body off, put it straight in. And now I was running it and I thought, oh, it's not running as well as I like, you know. It's slowed down on the corners and everything, and I thought, sounds like a motor problem. The motor's gone on it. So anyway, I thought, while I test the motor, I'll have the decoder out of that and nick it and put it in a brush class 31, because I've already got three of those, and one of them's already got a Gauge Master decoder in it. And I thought, well, I'll pinch that out of there and put the decoder from this in, right? I'll do a swap and see how it runs. Whilst I was doing that, let me think now what happened. Now what actually happened was, I think that because this decoder that's inside that, I pinched that at the brush 31. Okay, so there's a bit of decoder swaps, right? I think then this is a lace decoder inside there now at the brush 31, and the brush 31 got the Gauge Master decoder from there, and the decoder in there now is from this, right? So the three locos have all swapped round basically. Now this one, I'd nicked the Gauge Master out of it and put it in the 31. The 31 runs beautifully, and that's gone back in the box. The problem that I thought was wrong with it, the motor wasn't. But I bought a new motor from Batman anyway, because I thought the motor was life expired. And I spent a lot of time putting that in, connecting the wires up, doing tests and all that. Spent hours on it, doing it. It's got a brand new motor in it now, but it's got the decoder that was fitted to that. Now the decoder that was fitted to that came out of an old Batman Hall loco. I think it was DCC fitted when I bought it all those years ago. Okay, but anyway, this is probably boring you silly, but I basically come to the conclusion that it's the decoder that's not compatible with this engine, even though it's a Batman one. I know it's a Batman decoder because I've since worked out how to identify decoders, what make they are, not the model, the make. You can put it on the programming track here, all right, and read CVA, and then there's a list of numbers on the internet that tells you what the make is, alright? But it won't tell you what the model is or how many functions it's got or amps or anything like that. But at least I know it's a Batman decoder. I've reset it, it doesn't run right. It runs, I'll show you it running. Yeah, let's do it. Number 5. Oops. I'll do it if I type the loco in. Now, it does run, but not to my satisfaction. Alright. Now that is now up to 24. And it's just, yeah, it's derailed anyway. We won't worry about that. It needs, so what the plan is, I've tried resetting it and doing loads of things for it. And it should run as smoothly as 97 there. But the latest plan is to take the body off. It's been hardwired. I've taken all the chokes out of it. Alright, chokes are suppressors and things like that. They interfere with the pulses coming from DCC. So the plan is whip the body off, take my hardwired in decoder out, the old Batman one, refit it, take this one out of this, and the one that was originally in there goes back in there, and put the lace one in there. It's a lace decoder, right? Now this didn't run well with the lace decoder, but I've since taken all the chokes and everything out, and it's got brand new motor, so I'm hoping that it will run smooth. Okay, so that's my plan for today. And also this is Dapol Sentinel. These wheels need a bloody good clean up, and yeah, it's a bit difficult to get the decoder in there without it being seen. There isn't a lot of room. There's a driver in there. This was an Irish numbered loco, but I've since converted it into BR Sentinel. It's got BR numbers on it. Clean the wheels up and put that back in there, right? So anyway, so that's the plan for today. I should be able to complete that task. And I like mucking about. I'm looking forward to the new Acura Scale Class 37 coming. I ordered that late last year, and that is going to be a beast. That will be. And it's got sound on it, and the sound is really good. I don't normally, I've got sound locos, but I've only got about 5. I don't really go for sound. I certainly don't go for steam sound because it sounds like sandpaper, and they haven't come up with anything for that. Oh, the other thing I want to say about this, bits were falling off. The smoke box had an opening smoke box door on this, and you could see sort of vague facsimile, is it, of the tubes inside, boiler tubes, when you opened it. But they were right up against the, it was just a print really, against the door. But it broke off and kept falling off, so I've glued it on, never to be opened again. So, and those little white discs fell off, I've glued them back on. And I dropped it as well, dropped the chassis and bent the, see this under here, zoom in on it, see these, let's get the screwdriver, see, we'll just wait for number 5 to go past. Sorry, 97. It's 97 because of the running number. Alright, show you that. You can't see it's stuck on number 5, but it's 97, right? Oh god, okay. It's under here. See that little stretcher plate there, that plastic one? It was actually twisted, and also the little metal spring clip under there wasn't locating properly, and these wheels weren't sitting right. It took me ages to sort that out. Luckily none of the valve gear got damaged, and it was fine. Anyway, Hornby price rises. So yes, they're putting their prices up. It's all been in the model railway news, by 100 quid, well, £100 roughly. All locos are going up by, and people saying, "Oh, that's it. Start the nail in the coffin." You know, for Hornby, they're in trouble anyway. They lost £7 million on their balance sheets last year, so it's not looking good, and they're having to take drastic action by increasing their prices. Not just locos, it's everything's going up by a certain percentage. Yes, their products have suffered, and the quality control is, out of all the manufacturers, Hornby can be the worst. You know, I've had locos. I had two A2 Pacifics once that brand new, and the valve gear split on them. They were out of quarter. The pickups were bent, you know, on those. And yeah, I don't like the new couplings they're bringing out between the loco and tender. I don't like them because they cause problems with connectivity. I think Hornby's problem is that they diversify too much into other brands. So they own Humber Old Paints, they own Sky Electric, they own Corgi, the old Corgi brand, they own Airfix. Who else do they own? Oh, Fleisch, Lima. They bought out Lima, which is okay because it's railway. All the non-railway brands, they need to dump really and disassociate themselves and stop making cheap gimmicks. All right, like I don't know why they're doing the Beatles theme stuff. I mean, that doesn't. I think it's just cheap gimmick, and you know, there's other. The new Celebration tank engine is just cheap and nasty. You know, it's 100 years of Hornby, and it's just a cheap, nasty, generic mould. They should have done something a little bit more special than that. And you know, and also the prices. The railroad stuff is really expensive, and they want to put more stuff in the railroad range, and I'm a bit concerned that people like Mike Ashley are involved in it. He's bought a lot of shares. He's the owner of Newcastle United. Got no problem with any football clubs or anything like that. It's not I'm an Arsenal supporter for my sins, and it's not about that. It's just that he's got a background of asset stripping like he did to that famous supermarket chain and other things, and what he did at Newcastle. So I'm a bit concerned about that, and also Hornby upset a lot of their traditional shops and dealers by not dealing with them anymore, and they alienated long established dealers by saying, well, unless you change your shop fronts or the way you display your models, they sent their reps around and said, you know, unless we don't like the way you're marketing Hornby or the way your shop is displayed and all that, you will become a tiered customer, sorry, and will only trade with you on certain. You can only have a certain amount of Hornby models. So they started bringing all these restrictions in, and then some dealers got cut off altogether because Hornby started to trade from their own website. You see, so basically they alienated a lot of people in the model railway industry, and I don't know if Simon Kohler, that director, had anything to do with that, but he's gone there. The TT range is good. It's not my cup of tea. I'll always be 00. Apparently it's selling well, but certain models like the Deltic, I don't know what's happened to that. They mooted that. Their own version of the prototype Deltic, it seems to have disappeared. Others in the range have been scrapped. So yeah, if Hornby go under, it won't be good for the hobby. It won't. You know, we need Hornby, as bad as they are at the moment with their, how can I put it, potluck. They're a box of tricks. You just never know what you're gonna get. Hornby. I've got some excellent models that I've that they brought out, steam locos, like the 9F. I absolutely loved that with a metal boiler, and also those 2MT tanks, again with a metal boiler. Beautiful engines, beautiful, really lovely. But they keep bringing out this cheap tat, and it's not working. And I went to their Wonderworks exhibition down in Margate. It used to be called something else, but they've revamped it. And to be honest, it's not worth the money. You know, it's really poor. You pay 15 quid, I think, to get in there or something, and there is you expect a really decent built layout, but it was just a collection of cheap Thomas stuff, and the history of Hornby, but there just wasn't enough thought gone into it. You know, it's just sort of like chucked together by someone who doesn't know the history of the company or knows how to promote it properly. So, and I think that's one of the problems with Hornby as well. They've got people in charge there who don't know the history of the company and how to promote it properly. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. There's probably more to say, but I'm not going to keep gabbling on. We'll just watch this Batman 97 come round, because I'm going to have to crack on with this decoder swap. And you learn something new in model railways, you know. Every day I learn something new. I'm always watching videos, you know, put them up on Facebook and whatever. I watch loads, you know, to try and glean to keep these lovely little models going. There's guys on there, Double O Bill, Trusted Track, who else? There's a few others. They take locos apart and they really do work on them, and I've gained a lot of tips from these guys, you know, because not only do you save a lot of money, but get a kick out of trying to get things that are broken working again, you know, and it's good, you know, good for your brain, good for your mind. Anyway, enough, and I'll speak to you again when we've got these two running a bit better than they are at the moment, and this is going back in its box, but look at that, look how beautiful that runs. Sweet, isn't that? Anyway, bye for now.